What is going on, people of YouTube? My name has been Kurtyoy. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the review. Game Week 11 has just passed, and with that I'd like to have a few seconds of silence because we've now got to endure an international break. I'm not going to stay quiet for that too long, it'll be a boring video anyway. We've got to review over Game Week 11. There's going to be an extra special video on Tuesday regarding how I did to my team, sort of test the waters of a series I said I was going to do on Friday, and also possibly Football Manager content coming up soon, sometime during these 2 weeks. And with that being said, let's jump into the goalkeepers. So this weekend there was a real lack of clean sheets. In fact, so much so there's only one clean sheet to be had. And that was one that I said, Thibaut Courtois picked up a clean sheet against Everton into what I thought was going to be 2-0, but Chelsea thought, add another 3 for safekeeping and made it 5-0. But Thibaut Courtois got 6 points. I'm not going to spend too much time on the goalkeepers. Courtois looks one of the better bets for the £5.5 million goalkeeper market. And as for transfers in, he's had around 15,000 already, so I feel like his price could rise and he could be the first goalkeeper to be £5.6 million. We've also got a load of 4-point goalkeepers. I left Pickford out because he's 4 million and it's Sunderland, so you never know how many points he's going to get. But let's start with Karius. Karius got 4 points. I put Karius in there because I feel like Liverpool, could get a few clean sheets, but alas, he made a few saves in this game, shows that he can actually be a shot stopper, something he hasn't really shown very many qualities of before. Marshall was on 4 points. Hull, got a very good win at the weekend, and I feel like it could be, at the start of something new for Hull. Hopefully the feel-good factor, like Mark Phelan said last week, is back at the club. But Marshall made a few good saves in that game, and Victor Valdez coming in with 4 points as well. Man City drew 1-1 with them, and so much so I put my Super 6 as 0-0 between Man City and Middlesbrough. Got 2 points for that. I thought it was going to be a draw, didn't know if there's going to be any goals in it. But that being said, Valdez is definitely worth mentioning at £4.5 million. That's a clean sheet he's got at Arsenal, and that's a draw he's got at Middlesbrough, Man City, with a few good saves in there as well. So Valdez does look like a decent option if you're going to go for a differential. Moving on to the defenders, we're going to start off with a whopping 13 points for the goal-scoring clean sheeter. That is Marcos Alonso. He was valued at 5.9 when the game week started. He's in my team for 5.9. I've got him in a few weeks ago, and he's now got up to £6 million. He is probably the best Chelsea defender of the bunch at the moment, but it's worth noting that things could change. They could see Zuma coming back, Terry coming back, Ivanovic coming back. There are other players ready to come back into the team, so that's worth noting for that one. But any Chelsea defender at the moment looks really, really good, albeit look at Chelsea's next 3 games. Middlesbrough away, and Middlesbrough a tough game, and I think Middlesbrough will give them a good hard go of this, and we'll see now if they can get past Middlesbrough, as something Arsenal and Man City couldn't do. Then they've got Spurs and Man City, respectively, game week 13 and 14, but I've got a few decent games, so I'd say watch out for now. The next 3 games are quite tough, but I'd say get one in there just in case, because you never know. I thought a few games in the last 5 games would be tough, and he's proved me wrong. Next up, we've got £4.4 million. Dawson from Hull scored a goal, grabbed a few bonus points in Southampton, win 2-1 against Southampton. And will I bring him in? It's Hull. They've got a good, decent 4 games coming up: Sunderland, West Brom, Middlesbrough and Palace, respectively. So it's more of a risk, I suppose, but it's Hull, so you never know what you're going to get. And it's also got a goal from, not a clean sheet, from scoring a goal. Then we've got Friend, Middlesbrough left back, grabbed an assist in the Man City game. Also grabbed 2 bonus points. In fact, in the last 3 or 4 game weeks, that is the 3rd game he's grabbed bonus points in. The 1-0 loss against Watford. You've also got Bournemouth, where he grabbed 1 bonus point, and you've also got Manchester City, which grabbed 2 bonus points. That and the fact he grabbed a clean sheet against Arsenal, in which he didn't get bonus points. £4.4 million for George Friend. His average points is looking okay at the moment. I mean, last 4 games he's got 4, 6, 7 and 7. I'd say it's well worth a risk. But we're going to move on to a person that I thought was hung out to dry already. It was Mark van der Hoorn, but new manager, new starter. He's come in and he's got a goal against Man United. Didn't add too much, but I'd say stay away from Swansea, because you never know what you're going to get, and defensively they look a bit wishy-washy as they had done before, but You've got a few decent games coming up, so look out for them, but I'd say stay away for the time being. And then we've got 2 Chelsea defenders. I chose Azpilicueta and I chose David Luiz, just because I feel like if anyone's going to come into the team, Cahill will probably make way first. David Luiz, new signing, I think he's made for that central spot. But any Chelsea defender really. We've got 4. You're looking at, there's 7 people got above 6 points in the defence. 4 of them were Chelsea players, so just shows what kind of week we had in FPL. But yeah, any Chelsea defender I think is good, even with the games coming up. Let's move on to the midfielders. I forgot to mention, by the way, if you're wondering why there's no face cam, it's because I'm not feeling too well. Didn't really fancy a camera pointed on me, so I thought, hey ho, we'll just do it without a camera. But we're going to start off with Eden Hazard. The man's gone up to £10 million again, and I believe it's the first time he's gone back up to £10 million since game week 7. Where he sort of dropped off after having a decent start to the season, went all the way up to £10.3 million, and is now back down to 10 million, although he went back down to 9.8 at one point. But Eden Hazard is definitely worth transferring into your team. He's had a storming last few game weeks. In fact, the last 2 game weeks he's grabbed 3 goals and 2 assists, and also gets clean sheet points as well, which he got for the last 5. So if he does get a blank, there's always a possibility he could get 3 points. Eden Hazard's a perfectly good person. But if you can't afford Eden Hazard, where do you go? Maybe Pedro on the other side. Pedro's had a decent few game weeks as well. You look at the last 4 game weeks, he's grabbed 2 goals and 4 assists. And as well, he's grabbing those clean sheet points. But it's worth noting, he is coming off every single game. He hasn't actually played 90 minutes this season. His last 4 games, he hasn't made it past 77 minute, which he did play in their 2-0 victory against Southampton. However, I think Pedro's definitely a good bet, and at the moment he's in form, so why not bring him in? Next up, we've got Liverpool coverage. Of course, we have when you've got 2 teams winning 5-0 and 6-1. You're going to have a few players from both. Firmino, a player that I said was probably the worst out of the 4 attacking players, which was Firmino, Mane, Coutinho, and Lallana, has done the best. But any Liverpool midfielder is going to be good, so that goes as well for Mane, who's there at the bottom of the table. But in between them, we've got a few decent players. Good Munson is the penultimate player at the bottom. He is, had a good, 3 game weeks, 1 goal and 2 assists in the past 3 game weeks. Could have a clean sheet against Manchester United, and it could be the start of something here because they've got a decent few game weeks running up, excluding Man City and Spurs. Going up to game week 18, they've got, or game week 19 even, they've got a few good games. In fact, game week 20 they play against Man City again. So definitely one to consider. Johan Berg, Munson, and one of the most important players for Hull is Robert Snodgrass. He's proved that again today. A goal and assist. Without him, they would have lost 1-0. With him, they win 2-1. It's brilliant. He's also got an important goal against Leicester, an important goal against Burnley. He's got important contributions in this game. For me, though, he is definitely a £5 million, probably a good player to have. I'll probably put him in above Gundogan, but I went in there just because I knew he was going to rise a bit. I'll transfer him out at a later date, but Snodgrass is definitely worth bringing into your team. And now, moving on to the strikers, who would have thought this game week we would have had 2 Manchester United strikers and 2 Sunderland strikers in the top 6 scorers? Mental. But first up, we've got Zlatan Ibrahimovic. The man is back in form. He's scored 2 goals. He is going to be back. We all know it. Oh, he's suspended. He's suspended for the next game against Arsenal. Oh dear. Which is interesting to see how many United are going to play that. But worth noting, he has got suspended before Diego Costa. Just want to put that out there. Ibrahimovic, though, stay away. You don't know what you're going to get. Next up, we've got Defoe, who also scored 12 points, like Ibrahimovic, a goal and assist, and 3 bonus points in this game. And Jermaine Defoe, I think, is, like Snodgrass, vital to Sunderland, as Snodgrass is to Hull. He's £7.3 million, quite expensive, but he's a goal scorer. He'll score goals no matter how shite they are playing. In fact, that's his 6th goal this season. In fact, that's his 6th goal this season. I don't know why I couldn't count. And also got a first assist this game week. So, yeah, Defoe's definitely worth a risk. And also worth a risk is Sam Vokes, the guy, I believe, probably one of the better value for money players, because he just can't stop coming up with important goals. I mean, he came up with one against Liverpool, one against Southampton, one against Everton, one against Palace. These are all tough teams to play against, and he's picked up vital goals and also grabbed his first assist of the season this game week. Are you seeing a theme? Sam Vokes comes in at £6 million, and he is definitely worth it. Skipping over Rooney, because I doubt he's got much longevity in this team, although 2 assists, so I'm noting it could be worth a mention. But if you're going to play deeper or not in a striker, his price of £8.6 million is not going to be worth it. For an Ichibi, I'm just going to say something like he played really well this week, grabbed the goal and also his first assist of the season, good value for money at £4.5 million. And Costa, £10.5 million, has scored again. There's only one game week he hasn't picked up a goal or assisted, and that was against Manchester United. So, yeah, he's gone up to 10.4. He started up at 9.5. Top up to 10.5, so he's gone up over $1 million now. So, yeah, he's definitely worth bringing into your team. And that's all strikers done. Worth noting, one quick thing. I said Harry Kane in the captain's video, and it was a risk, but he always grabs goals. He's back in the team. I feel like, you know, if you're looking for a differential up there, he's owned by just over 5% of people. He is most definitely worth it. With that being said, guys, thank you all for watching. Hopefully you have enjoyed them. Just like, comment, subscribe. And how did your game week go? Let me know in the comment section down below. And also, any dilemmas you're going to have. If you have a big dilemma, I'd like to do with Aguero, I'm going to do one-off dilemma videos over the international break, just to get a few, you know, maybe a few things that people are querying about out there, if it's bigger ones. And also maybe on Saturday or Sunday, I'll just do a, you know, sort of a roundup video of all the dilemmas and what my thoughts are on all of them. But thank you all for watching nonetheless. Hope you have enjoyed. Which, like, comment, subscribe. I think I've already said that, but have a good game week in 2 weeks' time. Try not to, you know, bash head in with a brick whilst the international break is here, because I'm going to be tempted to. I'm waffling. Peace.